Hi everybody and welcome to episode 6 of the Knitting Forecast. How is everyone? Hope everyone's doing well. The weather is still glorious here in Cheshire. And to break brands completely, this is a shock, but I've got 2 finished objects. Let's get into it. First finished object. Finally finished my jailbreak socks. Do you know what? I'm going to put them on a sock blocker actually. There we go. Okay, so here are my jailbreak socks. I love these. Love them, love them, love them. I've been holding off wearing them so that they still look pristine to show you guys. But I feel like you've all been on a journey with me and I've got fluff in my mouth already. So here we are. Anyway, the reason they're called the jailbreak socks is because the yarn I used is from all wool that ends wool, and it's a self-striping yarn, which is it's the best thing, to be honest. I'm going to start doing self-stripe more. And given the black and white stripe, it's called the jailbreak socks, jailbreak yarn. I used the heel type I used was called the forethought heel, so I would just knit and then where I thought the heel should go, I put in some scrap yarn, then carried on, did the toe and whatnot, and then went back and unpicked the scrap yarn, did a heel. So really, I do the heel in the same way that I do the toe on these, and it's a nice looking heel. It's a nice looking heel. I did get, if you remember, this is the first pair of socks that I've knitted that ended up with like a little weird hole in the corner of the heel around here on both socks for some reason, and it's not the yarn and it's not the needles because I've used both before. It's me. I don't know what I did, but anyway, I sewed them up. You can't really notice. I am just delighted with them, to be honest. They're going to be worn a lot. I have the Birkenstock. I think called Bostons. They're like the clog looking ones, and I wear them a lot for work. And hand knit socks, they do look good with them. So they will be worn an awful lot. Shall I show you the next one? So again, shock and awe, I finished another pair of socks. I was so close to finishing these last time, wasn't I? Finally finished my hibernals. They've been washed and blocked. Sock and blocked, I was trying to say there. Let me put them on the blockers, show you them in their true beauty. Can't talk today. I had a migraine yesterday. So I'm in like if anyone's a migraine sufferer, you know, the next day you're just in like this weird dream world and everything's a bit much, to be honest. I was determined to get this done. It's my only day to film, so it might not be too long, but here we are. And here we are on the blockers. Thing of beauty. I need to figure out how to share things here. I'm not very good with my angles. So these are knitted in the Drops Nord yarn, which is the first time I've used it, and so far a delight. They're definitely a bit more fuzzy, but it adds to the rusticness, which I wanted. And then a little mock cable stitch, which was the easiest, like 4-row repeating pattern ever. I do advise this sock pattern, Hibernal Socks by Summer Lee, by the way. A definite yes. Would knit again, probably will knit again. And can't wait to wear once it cools down a little bit. Today's like the coolest day for a while and we're still on like 21 degrees. So a little bit too hot for like a thick knitted sock. I have been wearing some in the mornings when I get up because we're early risers in this house. But I'm in love with these, and everyone, I do take things to work when I finish to show everyone because I've got a knitting friend there, and everyone just loves them. So I can't excited to, I ca- so I can't wait to show them on my feet. I'm going to put up a little picture actually of me wearing them. Same with the other pair. I'll do that now as well. And if you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen them already. Oh, I'm so pleased with them. I really am. A bit out of my comfort zone, out the normal box of what I would knit, and I'm definitely going to try and find something like this again. So the only socks I've got on the needles now are my little boy's socks that I knit in the car sometimes, which I'm on no rush to finish them because of the weather again, so they can probably wait till like autumn. So I'm in this little weird zone of having no socks to knit, which is very strange for me, to be honest. But yes, two finished objects, and I'm so proud of them, so pleased. People have asked me, oh, could I have a pair of them? No, I'm not going to gift knit anything like this, which probably sounds quite mean, but like the effort that goes into these. Maybe actually, didn't she do? It didn't Millie do a double knit version of them, of these? I must look that up actually, so that could be more of a gift knit, couldn't it? They don't take as long, but they still look quite effective. So maybe some people get lucky at Christmas and have the slightly thicker, faster to knit version of these. So we're done and dusted with the finished objects already. I think it's been about 2 months since I've actually had any to show, so we're doing well. And this one is so close to being finished, guys. I wanted this to be a finished object today. But I was out of action all day yesterday with the bad head. I could have had this done yesterday if I was on good form. So I'm a bit annoyed at myself, but can't put myself under pressure. We are looking at the very close to being finished Farnham tee / Farnham sweater. Should I put it on for you? I'm going to put it on. Okay, here we go. I have finished both sleeves. Haven't sewn in any ends, so, give me some grace on that. Both sleeves are finished. And I just love the little bell shape that I've done with them. The length, love, love. But the length of the jumper itself, can we see that? How's this? You see on the sleeve here, I did a big chunk of the black to roll up the hem. Going to do the same here, so I'm just going to do like another inch maybe. Don't want it to be too long. What am I looking here for? Oh yes, I was just going to show you how much on I've got left. So this is my last ball. We're using the drop spell. Drop spell yarn. This is like the blackest black, and then a off-white for the stripe. But already, I just love wearing this already. It feels like me. I didn't follow the normal neck, so I picked up the stitches and then did a 1x1 rib, folded it over, and as a cast off, I sewed it down at the same time. So it is a little bit of like a spongy neck, but it also hasn't had a wash, a soak and a block yet. I don't care, it's lovely, I love it. I just love it. Might not bother with it, with a soak. This is how it is. And so my plan is to work on this afternoon and this evening and cast it off and sew in all my ends. Though you know what, when it's a jumper for me, I don't always sew them in. I'll just knot them on the inside and cut them so there's no bits floating out my jumper like this. Does anyone else do that? It's quite a lazy approach, but I just hate the sewing in of the ends so much. And who is ever going to see, let's be honest. No one in Tesco's going to say, "Excuse me, love, do you mind if I see the inside of your jumper to just make sure that you've done it correctly?" Well, that hasn't happened to me yet anyway. So, absolutely love drop spell. Will use again, who knows when. Or it was cheap and cheerful, to be honest, and it does wash really well. Apparently, that's what people on the internet say. So wash as well. I can probably put this in the machine, but I would put it in a pillowcase or something so it doesn't catch because I've done quite a loose knit. So I'm already a bit worried about when the cats want to, you know, bake their bread action that they do on me. If I'm wearing this, they've got no chance of settling on me. But there we go. What do we think? I'm classing it as a finished object, I've decided. Hopefully I'll be able to wear it soon and do some little photos for everyone. I'm pleased with this. I'm so glad I found it under the bed all those weeks ago. I'd quite forgotten that it existed. And I think it's going to turn out to be one of my most like worn garments every day over the spring and summer. Doesn't look like a summer jumper, but it is. It's quite a loose knit. And I just love black and white. So let's move on again. I'm on the iced coffee again today. I've had so many cups of tea this morning. I just needed a little bit of caffeine. I try and dodge it when I've like been headachy and that. But I was in such a weird daze. I thought I just need a little bit of coffee to boost me up, and it's worked. So I hope I'm not boring everyone showing the same like long term whip every week. But I've made quite a bit of progress on my what I'm now going to call official name family heirloom blanket. So if you remember, every time I buy like a sock yarn or hand dyed 4-ply, it's going into this blanket as a mini granny square, granny mini square, either. And I've added, since I've last seen you, had I added these ones last time? I think just these ones maybe. And then last video I showed you the mini skeins that I got from What Mustard Made. She was doing like a D-stash. And these are the skeins from that. These two are just to die for. I wish I knew what this was. So she wound up all of her like 100-gram hanks into minis, and then for quite a bargain price you could get like a random box, and it was a lovely treat. Would do again, might do again if she's still doing them. But this green is beautiful. These two I would definitely knit with. My little boy loves this one. It's like a pastel shade. That's it. But yes, these two are just to die for. And then I think I've done this one since last time. This is the jailbreak, which you wouldn't think was the same yarn. They're too far to reach to compare. You wouldn't really think it was the same, but it is. So this is where I'm up to with that. It's getting quite big now. It's probably about baby blanket size, like a little pram basket blanket. Oh, I can't talk. What is going on in my brain today? I just love it. I will carry on with this till the end of my time, and hopefully pass it down to someone who will love and appreciate it as much as me. If not, do you know what? I'm going to donate it to like a museum as some sort of timepiece example of, I don't know, beautiful yarns over the 21st century. There we go. I've done it for them. So no other whips. Isn't this strange to have so little on the go? My fishy jumper has had no love these last 2 weeks. No love. I haven't even opened the bag. It has been too hot and sticky to deal with fluffy, sticky yarn. How you guys are doing it with the mohair and things, I do not know. Good on you, because I'm not doing it. So what is next for me in the knitting world? Let me refer to my notes. What's next? So I've had no yarn acquisitions, by the way. What's next? I want to knit. I'm bringing the blanket back, actually. I really loved the combination of, can she find it? Can she find it? She can. This orangey brown, like rusty orange, I'll call it actually, with this off cream oatmeal colour. I really loved it when I added that in. I was like, oh, this is really nice. Good combination. And it's actually the other ball of Drops Nord, which I picked up in Blackpool. So I really loved it with the cream. And I was like, what could I do with that colour combination? I'll pop a photo up of the Colourwork Cuff Club November, October or November. I'm going to pop it up in the corner. It's a lovely sock. And I think if I did it as the cream, as the main colour, and then that as the second colour, like the detail stitch, I just think that would be really cosy and so nice. And the hibernal sock I knitted was some of these as well. So the Colourwork Cuff Club, I struggle today, is Summerlee's Sock Knitting Club, which releases a pattern every month for a year. And in the UK, back in August when I bought it, it was on sale, slightly reduced price of about £9.80 or something for 12 patterns, but some months have two, so you're getting bonus patterns for that small amount. And then I think after the introductory price, it'd work out at about £12, so still pretty worth it. The hibernal socks weren't part of that, but I actually knitted them in the size bigger of what I normally would, and I think I prefer it. So usually I'd be the 64 stitch normal size medium, but I think I might start going up to a large, or at least like the top half of the sock as a large, and then when you decrease after the heel, maybe I'd go a bit smaller there. Because my feet themselves aren't very big, but I do like a bit more give, I think, around the ankle, around the calf. So when I've tried them on, I just like that they're not tight. The jailbreak socks, the black and white stripe, they are a 64, and getting them on after I've put the hibernals on, putting the stripy ones on, are a little bit like, oh, I can notice the difference actually. I wish I'd have done these just one size bigger. I'm sure they'll loosen up actually with more wear. And I must have cast on a bit tight. But I think I'm going to start doing the 72 cast on for socks. Maybe just on the next pair and see how it goes. So anyway, that's my next plan, because I can't not have socks on the go. I feel so strange not having a pair of socks. So yes, we'll do those. Going to cast on for them soon. I might need to go and buy some cream, but oh dear, I have to go to a yarn store. How awful. Black Sheep Yarns, I'll be seeing you soon. And then, because it's been so hot and I'm probably jinxing the British weather right now, I need more summer tops. So if anyone's got like good suggestions that they think I would like or would suit me, please hit me up, because I've got nothing set in stone. I have seen it's called the Sailor Swift top by Veronica Lindberg, which is, and I don't think I'd do it stripy, but her like example is stripy. It's kind of like a racerback. We would call it a vest, but I think people call them tank tops. Kind of comes in like that a bit, and the only bit I'm unsure of is it's got I-cord edging everywhere, and I have not done that before. So can I be bothered trying something new? I know I should push myself and just do it. So there's that one. Or quite like the Rota sleeveless top. I think it's Rota or Rota. I'm saying Rota like a work rota, because that's how it's spelt. And that's by Irene Lynn. I'll put photos up for you. This is in a thicker yarn, so it wouldn't take long to make at all. I haven't checked the needle size, but I think my drop spell would be too thin. Sure. think it'd knit up really quick. And it'd look really cute under like my dungarees and stuff. So I think that one might be a winner. But what colour do I do? I can't keep doing black. Like I need to snap out of the black, but it needs to be usable all the time. Not white. That's not really me. I'm not sure what to do. Maybe like a denim blue. I don't know. Has anyone knitted it basically? Does it go really quick? It's got yarn overs in it to create like a holy effect, which I quite like. Done that before. So they're my two summer top ideas. Not sure what's going to happen. I might find something completely different and try that. Um, would like your suggestions though. Maybe like a little t-shirt. I don't know. It doesn't, I think this is the most heat we're going to get. So I don't really mind like what the material is. I'm not against like a little woolly t-shirt if it's got some wool or if it's using like a sock yarn, though that would take a long time. Now I'm rambling. Anyway, that's it. That's all my plans, all my whips, all my FOs. And the last thing I want to show you might be a bit strange. Here is my jar of yarny worms. So this year I have saved every single scrap bit of yarn. You know, when you're sewing your ends in, you have like that 2 inch left over that would normally go in the bin. Well, I haven't been putting them in the bin. They're in here. So every bit of sock, use this yellow as my waist yarn on the heels. The jailbreak. I've got bits of my fishy jumper in there. Can't even remember what that is. Down at the bottom. But I've been saving it all up all year. I'm going to need a bigger jar. And why have I been saving it up? Well, I wasn't really sure. Now I've decided that is this the second time I've mentioned Christmas in May? What is wrong with me? Christmas. I'm gonna knit up. I saw last Christmas that Marlene knits her one of the things she'd been making for Christmas was these little tiny Christmas tree decorations that were little sweets, like a little stripy sweet packet, and you could hang it on the tree. Suppose you could give them as little gifts even. Obviously they would need stuffing, and that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to stuff the little tree decorations with this because I do hate waste. I think we live in such a wasteful society in general, but and stuffing, you can get recycled stuffing now, which is good, but otherwise it's just polyester. So I'm going to use this as my stuffing, and it's all, it's all soft. It's all pretty good, and you won't see it through because it's knit really small. And I just think it's a nice little idea. So save your ends, guys. Use them as stuffing. Use them for anything. I don't know what. Don't give them to the birds though, because I've seen that people do that and it gets all tangled in their feet and stuff. Who knew? Don't be doing that. So anyway, that's just some food for thought. Also, my little shout out, my little YouTube shout out. Let me have some more coffee because I've lost the power of speech again. My YouTube shout out is for a lovely little channel. I think she's quite new. I actually only discovered her about 4 or 5 days ago. It's called Feely Fibres. I'll put up the doodah. I was looking up videos to see if anyone had vlogged about their trip to Wonderwool in Wales, which I usually go to but didn't go to this year. So I wanted to see what I'd missed. I don't know why I torture myself like that, to be honest. What good is it to see what you've missed? But it looked really good. Everyone was having such a nice time, but she did a vlog on it and showed the yarns, and I thought every yarn she's bought I would buy. So I followed her for some yarny inspo, and she just seems like a really nice gal with good things, interesting things to say, and I think that's going to be my shout out this time. I've already mentioned Marlene Knit. She's a bit more well known, I think. She's very aesthetically pleasing with her videos. Everything is nicely curated, and she definitely has like a style, which I don't think I do have a particular style, but she also works in a yarn shop. That's nice, isn't it? I'd quite like to do that. I did, my first job was in a yarn shop in Liverpool, which sadly isn't there anymore, but what a dream job I had. I did appreciate it, and I'm glad I appreciated it at the time. It was ideal to sit there and knit and chat about yarn all day and help people with the purchases. I even knitted a few cardigans for people there. It was really nice. I would like to do that again if there's any jobs going anywhere in a yarn shop. Anyway, that's going to be it for now. I'm going to go and nurse my head and crack on with that Farnham tea. I'll have a little vloggy bit of what I've been up to over the last few weeks, but absolutely lovely to talk to you all, and catch you next time.